Caught you by surprise, huh? You see how I kind of appeared out of nowhere? Well, that's what's going to be happening in this video. I don't know if you guys remember, but I did tell y'all that something was hitting y'all's foreheads on Friday. Today's Saturday. Wow. But, hey, that's not the point. What's going on YouTube? Jay here, and welcome to something new that we're going to be doing. Today, we're going to be reacting, or rather watching, some horror stories. Now, originally, I did plan for this to come out on Friday. Some stuff came up, so unfortunately, hey, it's going to be on Fridays, but for the first episode, it's going to be on a Saturday. But if you guys do enjoy, y'all already know what to do. Hit the like button, comment down below what videos you would want me to react to in the future. But without further ado, let's get it. For the first short we're reacting to is a bus stop horror story. For all the videos we're going to be watching in this video, they will be in the description below. But also an FYI for you guys, there will be no editing in these kind of videos. And what I mean by that is there'll be like cuts to the next clips we're watching, but for the videos themselves, there will be no editing. I want the videos to pretty much do all of the work. Where it comes to us getting scared, I'm not going to add any background music. I'm not going to add anything as such. Now, there'll be a couple edits here and there, you know, if I think something's a little fishy or funny, but for when it comes to like background music or anything, nada, zilch. We're playing it raw today.
What do you mean by that?
All right, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. A bus stop horror story. Sounds kind of crazy, y'all.
This happened when I was 17 years old. I would go to the gym 3 to 4 times a week and ride the bus home. It was a Sunday and I had just missed my bus, so I had to wait longer for another one. I would have called my parents, but they were out for the evening, and taxis charged more, so I decided to sit and wait in the bus shelter. It was a cold night, and snow had just started peppering the ground. My bus was taking longer than usual, so I got my phone out and listened to some music. Almost an hour had passed.
What up?
It was freezing, and I hadn't seen anyone at all. That was until I noticed something out of the corner of my eye. It was a creepy guy dressed in thick layers of clothing, walking slowly towards me. I knew staring at him would draw more attention, so I just focused on my phone. He sat down at the other end of the shelter and just...
Hold up. Yo, I'm not going to do too much pausing. But y'all, look at my boy's shoes. Oh my God. Yo, change your socks. Yo, you are sweating, my boy. Yeah. Nah, bro. Yo, he stinks. I can already tell.
Stared at me. There was something off about him. He
yeah,
seemed
his
like
shoes.
He was either drunk or on drugs. He then asked,
"When is the bus due?"
I took out my earphones and said,
"I think it's delayed because of the snow."
Did y'all see his teeth?
He stared at me
bro,
for
it was
a
black.
while, then started mumbling to himself.
Oh, look at his teeth!
He was really starting to creep me out, so I pretended to be on my phone. After a couple of minutes, I took another look. He'd moved closer to me. I looked away for a second, then heard the sound of him sliding even closer. I turned to him and said,
"You okay there?"
Yo.
He stared at me with glassy eyes,
Ew.
lifted his arm and leaned towards me. Immediately, I grabbed my bag
and
ran as
no!
he fell to the ground.
Talking about where
I
my
ran
hug
down
at?
the
No.
road, trying my hardest not to look back. I kept going until I got to the next bus stop. I turned around to check to see if he was there. He was gone, so I went to sit down.
Yeah, the whole
Feeling
bus stop
relieved,
is gone,
I
bro. You
rested my head
ran
on
like
the back of the glass
8
and
blocks
waited for the
down.
bus.
He's gonna come back? No way, you're about to fall asleep. Oh my, it's over. He's dead.
I jolted and turned around to see the same guy staring at me through the glass.
Oh no.
What the hell?
Look, y'all. This is what I'm talking. Look at his teeth. My boy. There's a difference between having bad teeth and having that. Bro, it's decayed at this point.
What is wrong with you?
Then he started walking around the shelter towards me.
Oh no. Sock him right when he comes around.
Stay back.
I yelled in panic as I was backing up. I wanted to run, but I left my bag in the shelter and I couldn't leave without it. Suddenly, the man leaped at me and I quickly moved out of the way. He fell to the ground face first. I froze in shock
Stomp on
and
him!
noticed the blood coming from his face.
Oh,
I tried to get a response out of him, but nothing worked. I called the police and
Is
paramedics
he
and they
dead?
arrived shortly after. I told them what had happened and they told me that the guy was on prescription drugs. They found a photo in his wallet of him and his son. The boy looked just like me, so we assumed he thought I was him. I later
That's
learned that he
crazy.
had lost his son in a custody battle and went off the rails. He was taken away for treatment. That was the last I saw of him. I got my driver's license shortly after, and have never been on a bus since.
whoa! What was that? Hold up, y'all! Whoa! No! 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 No!
Never
No!
Been
No!
on a bus
Yo! Nah, that was uncalled for.
since.
Okay, yo, I'm not gonna lie. That first video, that was pretty cool. For the next video we're gonna be reacting to is a terrifying morning jog. This is also by Llama Arts, as well. I have no idea what it's gonna hold, but it's a terrifying morning jog. I've never went on a morning jog, or I think like twice. It's told from the perspective of a
Before
woman.
heading to my local community college for classes, I like to wake up at around 5 in the morning for a brisk morning jog. It helps clear my head
Ooh,
and
look at the
definitely helps
skyline.
wake me up so I can focus in
It's
class.
actually beautiful.
When I first started doing this, it was a huge hassle, but over time I grew accustomed to it, and it's now a highlight of my day. However, as time went
Okay.
on, I found myself becoming quite uncomfortable. Not in a physical sense, but more so it was like my fight or flight instincts began kicking in seemingly at random. I'd whip my head
The
around
frick
to
is
see if
going on?
anybody was following me or even peeking at me through the wooded park in which I ran, but couldn't see anybody.
I mean, yo, if you're walking or jogging anywhere and it's custom to fog, you're asking for something to happen to you.
It didn't help that it was dark either, so even if there was somebody creeping in the dark, there was no way I could tell. As an extra precaution, I started carrying around some pepper spray in order to fend off any would-be attackers. But as time went on and that eerie sensation occurred more and more, I just couldn't bring myself to run anymore. A friend of mine, Daniel, a self-proclaimed runner himself, told me that I shouldn't worry about it. He said that the mind
A
plays tricks on
self-proclaimed
oneself when
runner?
it can't see things clearly, especially in the
The
dark.
freak is that even mean?
After being reassured by him, I decided to give jogging another go. So, today, like any other day, I slapped on some black leggings, tied my hair up in a ponytail, put on my kicks,
Running
and
in
set
the
my music
90s.
volume to full blast and headed out the door. I felt fantastic at first and was loving the
Hold
cool
up. Wait, this is no diss on Llama Arts himself, but can we just hear that one more time?
out the door. I felt fantastic at
Fantastic.
first and was
It
loving
happens,
the
it
cool
happens.
breeze
No
and
disrespect.
crisp morning air. But then, about halfway into my
Woo!
jog, a tall and hooded figure stepped out onto the
Is that
path
Daniel?
in front of
That
me.
looks like him too.
Quickly, I pulled out my pepper spray and yelled at the person to leave me alone. The person quickly pulled down their hood.
No, he's not your friend. He is not your friend. No, this is not a friendly joke. This ain't right. Report him to the police. He even has black gloves on. Y'all, on everything. Like the hoodie's one thing, but he went all out for this. No, he really is like a serial killer.
Revealing themselves to be Daniel. I sighed with relief as he approached and laughed at how funny it was that we ran the same path.
No.
I expressed to him that I felt safer knowing
He's
he was
running
around.
with gloves on.
Daniel, however, stepped a little too close and gave a crooked smile.
Yo, what's...
He said that
Ugh.
of course I was safe with him, as apparently I had been safe with him for weeks. The realization of what he meant quickly dawned on me, as his
You've been
hands began
watching
to
her?
creep their way around my waist. I screamed at him to let me go and prepared to spray him, but he slapped it out of my hand and proceeded to grab my throat.
Oh,
With
hit
strange
him.
screams,
Make-
I
make sure
begged
he
him
has
to
no
let me
kids.
Go and for someone to help
Yo! Y'all ever played Friday the 13th? Bro, that's Jason. Ain't yo, who has enough strength to pick? Bro, that's Kane. That's Kane.
That's gotta be Kane! That's gotta be Kane!
He yelled at me and tightened his grip, asking why I wasn't thankful for his watchful eyes for the past several weeks. I was stunned at the complete personality
It's Kane!
from the once gentle friend I knew. Pretty soon, I started to black out and grow weak. But just before passing out, I could hear the sounds of dogs barking and an older man screaming for Daniel to let me go.
What the frick is going on?
In a panic, he released me and ran back into the woods. I gasped for air before I began sobbing as the man escorted me out of the park and brought me straight to the police station. And despite my fears and reservations, I told them everything I knew about Daniel, or what I thought I knew, and what he had done to me. They immediately sent a patrol car out and told me that everything would be okay.
Wanted for questioning. Wait. Bro, who is that?
The next day, I heard Daniel never showed up to class. He had been arrested several hours later after I left the police station and confessed to everything with a disgusting amount of
Freaking
self-righteousness.
weirdo.
He was recorded as saying, "She needed me. Only I can protect her. Who knows what could have been hiding in those woods?" It took me a while to feel comfortable going back to school, and even then, my trust in people was never the same again. I guess even the ones you were close to can snap, just like that.
No, you were never
time.
close to him to begin with. Yo, that was crazy. I knew something was up when he said, "I'm a proclaimed runner myself."
That is not
Bro,
correct.
we know you be playing Destiny. All right, y'all. For the last video we're going to be reacting to is a creepy night shift story 2. Where's number 1? I don't freaking know. But we watching number 2. Let's get it.
It was around 3 years ago. I was 17 years old and I worked at the local library in my city. The library was located in the middle of the city, but was totally abandoned in the evenings. I only worked in the evenings, when all the older staff had already gone home. My colleague and I were the only one left there that night. As it was the day before Christmas and a blizzard was going on outside, not one single customer inhabited the building. My colleague Thomas was down at
Working
ground
in the
level
library?
while I was sitting at my desk on the top.
Oh, this is boring.
Normally, I would take the time to study, but it was the holidays and I was completely bored to death. The library was recently renovated, so I could look outside through the big windows that they had put up. I mostly looked at the blizzard going on, thinking about my bike ride home.
Oh, wait. All of that is a window?
Yeah.
Yo, I would have quit when I heard that was happening. And you're working at night? What libraries open past like 9 o'clock?
It was a dark December evening.
What the freak?
Snow was piling up. I just really wanted to go home.
Why are you here like
It's
at
really
11
snowy
o'clock
out
at
there,
night?
Tom. What do you say we close up early? No one's gonna show up anyway. Over.
Your jokes are funny. Over.
Just 10 minutes before we closed,
Wasn't
I
joking.
heard some people coming up the stairwells. It was some kind of family. One man and a woman with 2 girls.
Brother, who is this? George Washington looking mother.
When they came through the door, I immediately saw that they weren't ordinary. The man had a pale, almost white face and wore red lipstick. The woman was also completely pale. They all wore clothing like they used to in
Bro,
the 1700s
this is weird.
or 1800s. I just had my history exam, so I recognized it immediately. While I walked towards them, I saw that they were looking around as if they were lost. "Can I help you folks?" I asked them. They looked at me with big eyes, if I was talking Chinese. I almost thought about bailing,
Ni hao.
but as we just had a meeting about customer satisfaction, I asked again, a bit louder. "Can I help you folks?" They now all looked at me, with a big smile and large eyes.
Oh no!
I was totally creeped out, and I didn't really know what to do anymore. "If I can help you, I'll be at my desk," I said, and I quickly walked away.
Right.
When I was at my desk, I could still see the family just standing there, doing absolutely nothing. Tom, have you seen this family that just came in?" "Over." "No,
No one's come through the entrance. You good? Over. Now I was even more creeped out. When I looked up, I
They're
saw
not
the man
even
walking
real.
towards me.
Oh no, hold
Inside,
up.
I could almost cry, but I did my best not to show it. The man stood in front of me with his pale face and called out something in a language I couldn't understand. It sounded like English, but it sort of wasn't. I couldn't make out anything.
The freak is going
I
on?
looked down at my computer to make it look like I was searching, hoping he would just take off. When I finally looked up, nobody was there. The whole floor was abandoned again.
Oh no,
I did
yeah,
a
I'm never
quick sweep
working
of
there
the
again.
floor, but I found nobody. As if they just vanished.
I'm going to Tom and saying, here's
Just
my
then,
key card, I'm
colleague
leaving.
Came up the stairs, and I told him what happened. He didn't believe me, and I thought I was trying to scare him. Luckily, there were security cameras in the library, so we could just watch what happened, right?
You were talking to no
After
one.
we closed the library, we went to the security office in the building and looked at the footage from earlier that evening. What I saw then was the creepiest thing ever. I was talking to nobody. The whole family wasn't on the screen.
Bro, why? Yo, Tom is giving you that look where he's like, boy, you brought me over here for this? Yo, why is he looking at you like that?
It was just me.
That's
and
creepy.
myself.
Yo, what? Tom, you did not have to look at the boy like that. Y'all, run it back one more time.
And looked at the footage from earlier that. What I saw then, I was talking to nobody.
Bro, why is Tom looking at you like that? Stop! Y'all, that's gonna do it for this video. If you guys did enjoy, y'all already know what to do. Drop a like down below, subscribe if you haven't. Comment down below any horror stories you want me to react to. But yeah, this is something that I'm starting to do. If y'all haven't realized, this series is not originally my idea. This does come from Spooky Scary Sunday. Corey, I will also link his playlist down below because this is not my original idea at all. Now I'm not doing it the same day as him. I'm not naming it the same thing, but it's the same concept in a way. So that's who I got the idea from. So if y'all ever like think like, oh, he thought he made, no, like I completely scratched this from someone else, but I'm giving the credit where it's due. But if you guys did enjoy, y'all already know what to do, and I will see you guys in the next video.